everyone, it's Cookie with Chef Mike, and today we are going to do some preserving, or as I call it, canning, kind of canning 101, because I have been dying to relearn how to do this. So Chef Mike, we are going to start from the beginning with sterilizing the jars. We're going to do some nectarines and pickles, I believe, and lots of other fun things. So stick with us while he teaches me everything he knows. All right, safety first. I have my cutting knife glove. I need to do the rind and lemon juice. So I am going to roll because I learned this from our kitchen demos, and I like to roll it really good. All right. Gotta make sure I don't get the glove in here or the white stuff, because that's like gross. And I like to get the whole thing of the lemon. Good thing I'm doing 2 of them, because if I miss some, it won't be bad. Whew. All right, is that pretty good?
Yes.
I think so. I have Chef Mike looking over my shoulder, so I have to be a good student. Next step, we have a hot pan. We have our 1 1/3 cup of water. We're going to add our lemon juice. Oh, geez,
Get it out.
and our rind.
Oh, we'll do that last.
All right.
So we got our nectarines.
Nectarines are going in. This is a really hot pot.
Yeah.
I almost got a facial. Didn't know I was going to the pizza nectarine spot. Wow, this is awesome. You want to do it all?
Go there.
Okay, we're going to go there. All right, then we just stir it.
We can stir it. We have 2 other ingredients to add.
Okay.
We have our curry. We're going to be doing a curry nectarine.
Okay.
We have our curry that we're adding, and then our sugar.
Ooh, bring
1.5 cups of sugar.
sugar. Yeah. Make it nice and sweet.
Take some of it evaporated.
We added a lot of peach nectarines in here.
So these are going to cook down.
Okay.
And while those are cooking down,
Yeah.
we're going to start sterilizing some jars.
Okay.
Our jars need to be opened up, take the tops off, and then we need to put them in boiling water.
Okay.
We need to fill the jars with boiling water and then let them sterilize.
Okay.
And then the lids we're actually going to put in a separate pot. They're not going to get as hot because we need that. There's a wax ring inside there. We need that to hit that boiling temperature later on. So we're actually going to put this in a pot that goes up to 180 degrees. We don't want to do it higher, or we're not going to have that sealed.
All right. And we want to hear it pop when it's
We want
done.
to hear the pop. Yes.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good. Let's go get the jars.
Right now, the nectarines are still cooking out a little bit, but we wanted to give them a taste just to see if the CC needs to be adjusted.
I'm gonna do a little. Don't be hot, Mike. You want me to burn my? He wants me to burn my mouth. I want you to pick it up. Ooh. I like it with the curry. Oh, yum. Yeah, that's good.
So I can see they need to cook down a little bit more, so in just a minute we can start sterilizing jars. Like I said before, we need to also sterilize the lids, but also at a lower temperature. So we need another minute for these, but we can start sterilizing the jars right now.
Awesome. I remember my mom having a huge pot that was blue with white speckles on it when they would can.
They still have those. I saw one at the store the other day.
Okay. what's the difference between clear glass and like a colored glass? As far as
Actually, the reason why they have some amber colored jars is if you're actually canning or preserving something for a long time, light might affect the, just over time might affect some of the taste there.
okay.
So that's why they came out with some of the amber colored jars.
Okay.
Everything needs to be sterilized, even the funnel, the tongs that we use,
Okay.
it all needs to be.
And this is at 180 degrees?
Yes.
All the juice.
Yes, actually, we only put a small amount of water, and there's all this liquid, and all that liquid
I was
is
worried about that too.
all this liquid is actually from the fruit itself. So
Okay.
it's actually coming out of the fruit. It's also reducing, and it's just we also didn't, for this amount, we didn't add a lot of sugar. We added a cup and a half.
Right.
So we're just relying on the great flavors of the nectarines themselves, and that's also going to help the jam that we're making as well.
Yeah. All right, chef. Now we got our stuff all sterilized. What are we gonna do?
So you're exactly right. We have our jars are sterilized, our funnels sterilized, our ladles are, and we have our nectarines cooked to perfection. So the next step is to actually put them in the jars.
Okay. And the jars, I've noticed, have cooled off quite a bit.
So we're actually going to start off with some smaller ones,
Okay.
and so that way you can pass along to your friends or.
My favorite recipes. Well, they're all my favorite. They'll be prizes.
Yeah, I mean the only one thing that somebody gives you something in a jar, try and return it.
Exactly.
So
Fill it
that
up
way
with
you-
a little candy, and then I'll return it next year when I do this again.
Yes, exactly. So I'm just going to show you one real quick, and then you can work on the rest of this.
All right.
So.
That way you can see how much goes in one of these jars.
So we have the small jar, we have the funnel inside, just so it doesn't kind of miss the inside.
Oh, you're very neat. Now I read in the preserving book that we get in this recipe that you leave it a half an inch from the top so that you put the lid on.
Yes.
Okay.
So
That's pretty good.
here we go. So these are for you to fill.
Okay. I'm excited.
Here you go.
All right, I'll leave it. Okay. I'll try to mimic your technique. Got it. Wiggle it down in there. Ooh. Gotta get too full?
A little too full, but we can take a little bit out.
Okay. Here, I got a few teaspoons and we do that. You know, I'm gonna pick this one right here, maybe. Still too full?
A little bit.
Alright, let's do this one. Go back in there. One more?
Yeah, one more.
One more. Alright. I'm a little heavy-handed. Kind
It's
of
all
like
right.
being a lead foot in the car.
You can save a little for the next jar. So.
That's right. Oh, yes. My grandma Ruby would be so proud.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. You
Pour
gonna
it
pour
in.
it? Okay. Can I stick it here? All right, I'll hold it. Can you grab that?
It is like perfect.
Oh my gosh! Hey, high five! Woohoo! It's exciting. All right.
So we have all of our jars filled.
Mhm.
Great job, Cookie.
Yeah.
And so our next step, we got to get the lids on,
Okay.
and then we're going to drop them in some hot water to actually seal them, and which will take about 10 minutes until we hear the pop. And then the next thing that we have to do is to enjoy them.
How do we? Oh, I know what I would put mine on.
What would you put
Ice
yours
cream.
on? Ice cream.
Oh, absolutely.
I was actually thinking something like this would be very pleasant, like on a chicken breast,
Oh.
or even with the nectarines, just actually doing it with like a pork loin, sliced pork loin, and having some of that on top. I think would be outstanding.
Absolutely. How tight do you
With
want to go
bacon?
with these?
Absolutely,
Huh? How tight do you want to go with these?
they need to be on tight.
Okay.
We can put them back in this pan, and then we can get them in the water.
All right.
Absolutely. Okay, Cookie, we're almost done. We have our nectarines in the jar.
Yes.
We got our boiling water here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to drop them in the water. And how long do they need to be in the water for?
For this recipe, it said 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
Okay, and
Yes.
then after that?
After that, we take them out and we let them sit up to 24 hours undisturbed.
Undisturbed?
So a do not disturb sign.
No music?
No music,
No.
no loud lights or anything like that.
Okay. Alrighty, so here we go.
Okay.
Like once you open it,
Mm-hmm.
how long are they good for?
I would say a week.
7 days.
Aha.
So,
All right.
so
That's why the little ones are perfect.
the shorter bottles I'm having going to put in here. The larger ones, I have a larger pot in there. I'm going to drop those in over
Because
there.
you want them completely covered
need
in
to be
water.
completely
Yes.
covered.
Yes. All right.
Minutes are up, so we can take our
Nectarines.
nectarines. Yes, that's what it is.
We keep wanting to say peaches. Because it would be peachy keen.
I really can't imagine lifting these out without a pair of tongs.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. How exciting. Because if this were to last, say, January, to be able to open that up in January and have that with your pork loin and be like, I did this. Or to enjoy the fruits of someone else's labor. Fantastic. Now they just are going to have to sit for 24 hours.
So we got all of our jars out, so they need to be refrigerated.
Sit 24 hours in the refrigerator?
Yes, they sit 24 hours in the refrigerator.
Oh, okay.
Do not disturb.
Do not disturb. Okay, got it now.
And then also, while we were waiting for those to finish up in the hot water, just we did a couple other things as well. We did some dilly beans, and in a few minutes we're going to finish getting the tops on them, and then getting them in the hot water as well. These actually came out really well, and then we're going to do some pickles real quick.
Fun time.
So we got our jars out of the water, And next up, we got some labels. We are going to make sure to label and date
Yes.
our nectarines, and they need to cool, relax for 24 hours. Do not disturb.
Yes.
So quickly, while I got you here,
Mm-hmm.
so some free labor is always welcome. So anyway, we have our jars. We have them sterilized. We are going to put some pickles in the jars,
What's
and then
this?
it's flowering dill. It picks them up, so we're going to also get that in our jars with our pickles as well. We have our pickling juice. It's on the stove, so we'll add that hot liquid to our pickles, and then we will drop them in the hot water. So
Yeah, I love this because I actually grew dill this year, and when it started to flower, I didn't know if that meant that it was going bad or not, but we can still use the flowers.
yes, most
Awesome.
definitely.
All right, here's a one for you and one for me.
Yeah.
Except for when it's, yeah. So these were just completely cut, nothing else done to them?
I did put some pickling salt on them, and then for 2 hours, and then I did rinse them off.
Is that a special kind of salt?
Yes, pickling salt is it doesn't have any additives or to it, so it will cake. Like iodized salt, it kind of runs freely all the time.
Uh-huh.
If you do not have that, you can substitute kosher salt.
Oh, okay.
But
So
pickling,
those, do you have to like buy the pickling salts at a special food store or something?
actually, Myers has it. Ace Hardware has it. They have a little pickling display with jars and lids. So
Skinny one. I think I had them all filled.
okay.
We need more jars, Chef.
Yes, we do need more jars.
Ah.
So we're going to get these filled up, and then we can drop them in the hot water so they can pickle.
I really only a one-person job, so I'll just watch you.
Actually, you can get the lids on once we get them filled.
Awesome. I like that idea. I will do that. Pardon me, Bill. So, Chef, these are the dark jars we were talking about.
Yes.
Would these normally have to be in a dark jar?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But again, if they're gonna be exposed to like sunlight, if you're gonna be storing them in a place that has a lot of light, but I guess from what I was reading, it could affect the taste of your pickle.
Okay. I just remember as a kid in our basement, we had a cupboard just shelves filled with canning stuff. My dad would always say, go downstairs and get the green beans. One of my favorite meals during the summer was fresh green and yellow wax beans, salt and pepper and butter, and then you would boil potatoes, cut up potatoes, and then have sliced tomato. That's what I call a vegetarian meal.
Vegetarian meal.
say you sterilize too many jars for 1 day of canning, do you have to re-sterilize if you're going to do another day of canning?
I would, just to be safe. You don't want to be wasting the hard work or labors of your fruits of your labor. So
Okay.
I most definitely would. And then also, again, you cannot reuse the lids.
Correct.
So the jars you can.
Yes.
Make sure to wash and sterilize the jars, and you should be good to go.
Ooh, okay. So what kind of stuff did you have in the pickling liquid?
There's pickling salt in there. There is vinegar, water. I have some mustard seeds
Okay.
and a couple little other things tossed in there as well. So I'm gonna have to heat up some more of this liquid for these three, and then but we can get these three in the water. So we had Cookie. She's filling out her labels and going to be putting what the product name is and the date on them. The other items are in the hot water still. So
Yes.
that's
Pretty fancy. I'm so excited. This was so much fun.
so. Are you
I
going to
learned
be?
a lot.
Are you going to continue doing this, Cookie?
I would love to do it. I have to buy some supplies because I don't. So I have a 13-quart Le Creuset cast iron pot. Could I use that?
Yes, as
For
long as
like the
your
small jars.
yes, as long as your jars
Okay.
fit in.
And I got ladles, so I just need jars.
Jars, tongs,
yes.
the funnel. And then your-
Absolutely. And then you can come over to my house on a Saturday.
Yes, we should. Next time I'm going over to your
There
place.
you go. I have a 2 West kitchen. All right. Thank you so much for teaching me this, and I hope the residents enjoy watching our canning show.
Thank
See
you.
you later.